Alright, so before we begin today's video, I want to take a moment to talk to you about Bee Castle. Now, if you've been following my channel for any length of time, you know that I'm a huge fan of Bee Castle Beehives, and I was such a fan that Bee Castle decided to sponsor me this season. They provided me with 20 hives that I've set out in the Bee Castle bee yard, and these hives have been baking in the hot Georgia sun all summer long. They've dealt with wind, rain, everything else that Mother Nature could throw at them, and they've held up fantastically. Let me tell you a little bit about the hives themselves. They've got nice dovetail joints. They go together easy. They go together square. They are right and tight, and they are heavily waxed to protect your bees from the elements. Now, if you're looking to add a hive to your apiary, maybe you're looking to begin your apiary, or maybe you want to add 20 or 30 hives to your apiary, Bee Castle can take care of you. All you have to do is scan the QR code that's on the screen or look down in the description, and you will find a link that will take you off to Bee Castle, and they will take care of you. Alright, today we are out at the Bee Castle bee yard doing a little bit of maintenance. My son is currently mowing. I'm going to mow the other side where the bees are, but he's mowing the side where the bees aren't. And then we have to give some more feed to hive number 3 because we spilled about 2/3 of its bucket last time. I'm going to check the feed status on the others, and I may actually go back to the house and grab another 40 gallons of feed and put on the hives. I don't know whether or not I'm going to do that today or even on camera, but that's something that I may end up doing. But we are going to go through hive number 8 to see if that queen is laying yet, now that we've given her some carbohydrates. They had a lot of bee bread in there, so they had all the protein they needed, but they just did not have any food. So now that we've given them some food, I'm hoping that we see the population pick up from the brood that we put in there. I'm hoping to see some eggs from that queen. So let him finish this side so the mower shuts off. I'll get my gear together and we'll get in the hives. Alright, so today I thought I would wear the fencing veil that came with this suit, primarily because if you saw my last video, when I was talking to the camera, I could see a giant gap, and all it's going to take is a bee to walk up in there and then sting me in the face, and I don't want to be stung in the face. So there you go. Now this is just going to be quick and easy, then we'll get on with the real inspection after I mow this side of the bee yard. I just want to check to see if they've finished their sugar syrup, which I'm pretty sure they have. And then we're going to give them another 2/3 of a bucket full, so probably about a gallon and a third. And then we'll move on to hive number 8 for the inspection again after I've gotten this side of the yard mowed. Let's get in here and have a look really quick and then refill their bucket. Yeah, I don't know whether you saw in the last video, because I did it time-lapsed, but when we put this bucket on, it wasn't sealed all the way, and a lot of the sugar syrup was drained out of the bottom of the hive. It was terrible. Hello, ladies. Hello. I'm gonna re-up your sugar. Oh yeah. Here we go. Yeah, it's empty all right. With the syrup I brought here. There we go. Put the lid back on tightly. All the way around this time. We don't want to have the same situation. Here you go, girls. There you go. Excellent. All right, well, hive number 3 now has a bucket of feed. I felt bad last week leaving these girls only 1/3 of a bucket of feed when everybody else had a full 2 gallons because I made a mistake and spilled some feed into the hive. Anyways, they're in good shape now. As soon as my son is done mowing that side of the bee yard, I will mow this side of the bee yard, and then we will get into hive number 8 and see how they're doing on stores, see if that 2 gallons of feed has made much of a difference in there, and also see if that new queen is laying. Now, depending on what we see in the feed department in that hive, because it barely had any and now it's got 2 gallons dumped on it last week, if that 2 gallons didn't look like it went very far, I will go back to the house and make some more feed and bring it out here for all of these girls and give them enough to make sure that they can all get through dearth. But if that 2 gallons was enough to get these hives through dearth, that's all I'm going to give them and let them rely on the fall flow to fill their boxes for the winter. So let me go check on my son, see how he's doing with the mowing. I'll mow this and then we will be right back. All right, this is just a quick update on the HISEA footwear. Today my son is wearing his HISEA boots and I'm wearing mine. I've been wearing these a lot ever since I got them. Let me tell you, they are holding up. These are fantastic boots, and I believe, now I'm going to put the link down in the description. I believe the code BUG15, or maybe it's BUG, or maybe it's, I think it's BUG15. If I have the code, I'll put it down there as well, but I think that'll still save you 15% on a pair of these HISEA boots. They are fantastic boots. I'm telling you, I told you this when they were given to me and I did the little spot for them, but these things have been holding up, and my son's boots are holding up as well. So there you go, just a quick update. Try to update you on the products that I push on this channel from time to time, and these are turning out to be fantastic. All right, today my son is going to be helping me inspect hive number 8, just so he can get a feel for what's going on inside of a beehive. This is his first time, I think, in a hive. So we're going to be very, very slow and careful. But the goal is to see if that queen is laying. Well, I hope there's even bees in here. They may have been robbed out. Okay, the bucket's empty. Well, I tell you what, I hope they weren't robbed out. I'm not seeing a lot going on in there. Okay, when I say there's not a lot going on in there, there's really not a lot going on in there. We're just going to remove this box. Well, I tell you what, I hope they're doing okay in here. So let's have a look. The activity doesn't look erratic, so it looks like it could be this hive that is in here. We may have a problem, though. I may not have saved them in time. Let's have a look. Slow and steady, slow and steady. Okay. Okay, there's a lot of bees in here. There's our queen, so she's still in here. This is her hive. Okay, see the queen? She's right there.
Yep.
Okay, this is her hive. I do not see any eggs, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to move her frame to the middle. This hive is not looking good at all. Let's see if any of that brood hatched that we put in here. Well, that hatched. Okay. Okay, that brood hatched. So they have been getting, there's the hive beetle. That's not what we need in a weak hive. They have had a little bit of luck. We're gonna have to steal some more brood from other hives here. Not a lot going on there. Nothing going on there. Okay, so here's the plan. We're going to be stealing some more brood today because they barely have a colony at all. Certainly not enough to warrant a box this big. And there's our queen again, if you didn't see her. She's right there. But her hive is in bad shape. I mean bad shape. Let's close it up for a second. I'm going to go rob some more frames for her. We found a couple of nice frames. I'm going to go ahead and hook these girls up. Okay. Hold that. That's all bee bread. That. queen is not on here, but we have a whole bunch of resources on there. We have open nectar that actually looks like honey, as well as sugar syrup, and a lot of brood. So we're going to give them this. It also has nurse bees in it. And this one, it's loaded with larvae, capped brood, and nectar on both sides. I verified the queen is not on here. We don't want to start a war in these hives. A lot of nurse bees, that should bolster their population. Go ahead and drop that right in there. Put this on top, even though I really shouldn't, but I think if they're storing any sugar water at all in there, they're going to need it. Let's set that on here for now. I think I will bring some more sugar syrup over here later on. All right, well, there you go, the end of another adventure. Now, this was a short adventure this week. We just had to get some chores done out here, and there wasn't a lot to do in the bee yard other than to check on the status of hive number 8. And hive number 8 it's in pretty bad shape. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say its health is about a 1. If you remember last week when we gave the girls the sugar syrup, we also gave this hive a couple of frames of brood from hive number 2, I believe, or maybe it was number 1. I'm not sure, but that brood has hatched. And I did not see any new eggs in here, but we did find the queen. So today we took 2 more frames of brood and some nectar and some other resources from hive number 6 and put it in here along with some nurse bees in an effort to try to bolster this population. So there you go, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. If you have something to say, by all means, please comment. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do me a favor, take a moment, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell to be notified of my new content. I try to drop a video every Friday. We try to keep it light and have fun. All that said, be happy, and I will see you next week. Take care. This is what the bees see every morning when they wake up. Fantastic to be a bee in this bee yard.